Good morning, everyone. Asia Mankowska here. I have for you such an amazing business panel of phenomenal guests this morning at Accelerated Profits Master Business Panel. Let me start with the little intro for you and we'll get going. So, first and foremost, before I introduce myself a little bit too, I would love to I would love you to meet my amazing, absolutely phenomenal co-host, Regina. Let me get her to the stage. Regina, I just wanted to say that when we met with Regina, it was just, can I say, love at the first sight? Literally, I was so impressed with this brilliant genius woman. She's such a charismatic leader. And she's CEO and founder of Bridgeport Strategy, but she is way more than that. Regina, can you please share a little bit more about you?
Thank you. Such a pleasure to be here with you this morning, Asha, and to be your co-host. And when we talk about amazing, you are one of the people I think of in terms of amazing. And you're right. It was love at first sight, folks. Our personalities just meshed beautifully, and so we have continued to find ways to do things together because we enjoy each other's company so much and working together. So I am a business coach slash consultant, working with business owners and CEOs to help them maximize and exponentially increase their profitability and make sure that they have a company that is set up to run without them so that they have choices, they have freedom in their lives, they've got time freedom, they've got money freedom, they've got relationship freedom, because we all know that when our businesses are struggling and not as profitable as we need them to be, or taking too much of our time to run them, that
Yeah.
our relationships suffer. And so we get back that beautiful freedom within our relationships, as well as just more time and money in our lives. And so helping them to structure their business in such a way that they have that, which also then leads to options when they want to do something else. If they want to sell their business and do something else, or they want to hire somebody to run it, if they want to retire, they can do those things because now their business has value to someone else, and someone else can actually step in and run it for them. So,
Absolutely. Wow. It's such well said. I can literally relate. And I think all business owners and corporate CEOs can relate 100% because that's exactly what is our dream, right? To have. And for everyone is watching now or watching the recording, can you please connect with Regina? She is going to blow your mind. How she can, with her insights and wisdom, help you and assist you. So, a few words about me before we just let in our amazing panel. Regina, and I will let you introduce everyone one by one. So, Asia Mankowska, recognized by Forbes magazine as one of the top business mentors with over 17 plus years of experience, internationally renowned business executive leadership and high performance mentor, consultant, and corporate trainer, especially in marketing and sales, which I love, believe or not. My clients are coming to me to increase their profits, not only revenue, right? Because profits feeds our family and our businesses. Revenue only feeds our ego. So they increase their profits, performance, and obviously sales. And my business growth model is perfectly positioned to help multiple 6, 7, 8 figure entrepreneurs to really increase their sales system, revenue system, systems in general as well, so they can have more predictability, profitability, scalability, but also freedom that Regina mentioned that it's so important and my highest value in any economy, right?
yes.
So without further ado, um I would love to welcome to the stage Robin Johnson. Hello, good morning, Robin. It's so early for both of us, 6:30 almost, right? Robin is
Yes.
in from LA. She's my neighbor, San Diego, California. Regina, would you please share a little bit about Robin?
I would love to. So Robin and I have not known each other a terribly long time. We were introduced by by a mutual friend slash acquaintance, and we we hit it off. I think you could say, right, Robin? We hit it off right away, and we have done a couple of things together. She has been a co-host on my LinkedIn live show, Collaboration Conversations. We've done a master class together, and I look forward to further collaborations with Robin. She's amazing, brilliant woman, lots of like you, Asha, she has a lot of things that behind in her titles. Sorry, folks, my tongue and my brain don't seem to be connected this morning. Oh, she has all of these accolades as well and titles that she has earned, and she is just marvelous. So, Robin, I'm so glad that you accepted our invitation to be on the show today.
I'm very glad to be here. Thank you so much. It's great associating with Regina, doing a couple of, actually a broadcast like this with a group of my friends on a different venue, and then doing a master class together. So it was great. And then we met when I just randomly happened to be in Houston. So we went and had lunch together. So our paths have intertwined more than we might have imagined.
Yes, indeed. And from that, I just want to say, one of the things that's passion for me is collaboration and additional relationships that have occurred because of our coming together and getting to introduce each other to other people in our lives and grow our influence.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Robin, would you share a little bit about you? Who do you help? Who do you inspire? Why is this important to you?
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Well, I have my company, Robin Learning Systems, and I am very passionate about helping organizations create workplaces where people want to stay instead of wanting to leave. Workplaces that are humane, ethical, and resilient. And I believe that we adults spend most of our lives at work. And so is it too much to have workplaces, again, that are humane, ethical, and resilient, places where people want to stay instead of wanting to leave? And then in addition, because of my work, I recently got my master's in applied positive psychology and use that with organizations. But I also have created a series of well-being workshops for women, where women can learn how to transform their inner critic and discover and develop their signature strengths, and also learn more and understand and effectively employ the science of behavior change. So those are the things that I'm really passionate about.
I love that. I loved, especially with the well-being, because it's so important, Robin. Like you said, we are only able to share with others, inspire others, and empower them if we are able to take care of our well-being, our household, right? Ourselves, our self-value and self-worth. And I can relate. Recently, I also became a typical Renaissance woman like you, Robin. I became a doctor of alternative medicine, traditional Chinese medicine. That it's so important for me as well because, being an attorney for so many years, I went through so much toxicity and so much stress that I so appreciate to be able to step back and look where I'm really going. That's the only way how we can inspire others. So I'm so delighted to have you, Robin, today. And let's invite to the stage the one and only Mikey. Hello.
Hi guys, how we doing?
Great.
Great.
Good to see everybody. Good morning.
So
Regina, would you like to share something about Mikey today?
Yes. So Mikey is another one of those people that for me, it was love at first sight, just like it was with Asha. Mikey and I literally met in the street, a couple of doors up. I recently had purchased some solar panels for our home, and Mikey was involved in that project. And we walked outside, and he had a crew out there that were doing some kind of promotion or something. They had camera and they were doing things. And I walked up and was introduced to him and immediately invited him to be on this show. I mean, it was just one of those, yes, love at first sight here. I was like, okay, he's got to be on the show. We've got to get him here. And I just absolutely love his energy, his the things that he stands for, the work that he's doing in the world, the way he is helping to transform men into positive role models, and just love what he's doing. Can't wait to hear him tell more about what he's doing. So glad
That's
you came on the show, Mikey.
fantastic. Oh my God. By the way, Mikey, I heard the story so many times from Regina. She talks super highly of you. And by the way, it's supposed to be all guys show today, but
Yeah,
we have
and
all
you
this
to be the only
powerful
one.
women. Yeah, I was laughing because I'm like, we have all these powerful women. Only Mikey was brave enough,
Yeah.
to share the stage with us.
Well, I'm glad to be here. Glad to be here with you guys and add value to the community. I think this is a time, especially in our country, where we need more value that's being added in education to be able to help create a life that's worth living. And ultimately,
Yes.
that's what I do. Is I help 20 to 40-year-olds create a life worth living, living without regret and mastering the game of money.
Mm.
And I've got a whole rap list if you guys want to go through it if you want. So.
Maybe a little bit later. Thank you so much. I'm being very intrigued to learn more, so that's what's all about, and when you will be my co-host too, in a few new future, like next week or tomorrow, Mikey, then we'll talk about definitely. All right. So let's welcome to the stage, Barb, the one and only. Hello, Barb.
Good morning.
So let me tell you a little bit about Barb. I have known this person much longer than I've known Robin or Mikey. And it was probably love at first sight with her as well, because she's my big sister. And so I have known her my entire life. And she is amazing. She, like me, has such an entrepreneurial spirit. And you just can't knock it down. And like most entrepreneurs, we've both been through the ups and the downs, but we keep coming back. So again, just glad you're here today.
Well, thank you for that. So, yes, we've known each other a very long time. And I tell everybody my claim to fame is that I am Regina's sister. So,
Oh,
yeah, entrepreneurial spirit, really. Our mother kind of instilled that in us. She had 3 kids she had to raise, and she would take in ironing. She would go and clean houses. We actually picked fruit from fields, whatever she could to draw in some money. And that work ethic has served us well in our entrepreneurial journey. And we enjoy the journey. We love being entrepreneurs and doing things to help other people. So my business is email marketing, and I get to help people in a very significant way with their email marketing.
Mm-hmm. So basically, Barb, you are inspiring their communication, right?
Yes.
With each other, which is crucial part of growth, of relationship. Yeah.
Absolutely. We as entrepreneurs wear so many hats.
Yeah.
That it's difficult. It's a juggling issue. And what gets dropped generally is that follow-up, because we're so focused on drawing in new business that we forget about nurturing what we already have.
Yeah.
And if you will, I mean, yes, we're all in this to make a profit, but to keep them interested in what you're doing and to help their business do amazing things with a simple follow-up program.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that, because 89% people hate follow-ups, but 89% of sales, really, of great relationships started in a great follow-up.
Absolutely.
I know it's not the instant gratification. It takes effort, it takes time, but that's why it's so valuable, and
Yes.
those people, as you know, are tend to stay much longer, and that's how we can create the loyalty on both ends, which we absolutely love. Regina and myself, we are so keen on retention with our either relationships of collaboration or our clients. So I love that you're inspiring that communication, Barb. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. And if you have satisfied clients, customers who stay with you for the long haul, don't you think they're going to tell their friends and their business acquaintances about you and send you more business?
Well, they better.
Cute. So yeah, it's a two-prong.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much. And you know what? We have Monica. Monica had issues logging in back and forth, but let me welcome to the stage Monica as well. She's with us. Hello, Monica. And then Regina, please share a little bit about Monica, and then Monica can take 2 minutes to introduce herself as well. Who do you serve? Who do you inspire? Why do you do what you do?
Awesome. Monica, so glad you made it in. Sorry you had difficulties, but glad you're here. Monica and I met through a mutual friend, and she has done so much to help this friend with her business and with other businesses. And she has this amazing community of people that support one another, that help train one another, that provide value to one another. And she's doing amazing things. And when I thought about who I wanted on the show to be our panelist today, she was a natural for it, and hoping that she would be able to come and join us and participate. So Monica, I'm really thrilled to have you here today. Thank you.
I'm so happy to be here. I am traveling cross country and literally got to my destination 5 minutes before this started, and then tried to connect into all of the internet things. And so I am here because of divine timing and divine timing and divine order. And so thank you, Regina, for inviting me to be here. The little parts that I got to hear in and out as I was trying to log in and then getting kicked out and then trying to log in and then kicked out. I am in great company with Robin, Mikey, and Barb. You guys sound like you guys are doing amazing work, and I'm so excited to be here. A little bit about what I do. So they call me a genius activator, and it's really because it derives from my original word when I was 12, which is that I wanted to grow up to be a muse. I didn't think that I had all of the talent to change the world, but I felt like if I can help one person who has the talent to change the world, then I would be a part of that movement. And so my entire business model is built on that concept of the people who are in my collaborative. They are all trying to create a great change in the world in their own way, rather it be through diabetes like our mutual friend, Irina Strudina, or through energetics, or helping people understand their businesses or marketing, or like Barb does with networking, right? We have conversations about that. And in our collaborative, we cover life, business, branding, networking, finances, and spirituality, but we do it in a way that no one feels alone in their business. I know all of us have had that moment where we're like talking to our plants, hoping that they will give us an inspiration of what's supposed to happen next. And the way that I've created the system really allows everybody to kind of be a genius and an idiot at exactly the same time, and support each other through our own geniuses. So my particular genius is organic intelligence and self-automation. And so I basically help people really tap into their own intelligence without relying too heavily on artificial intelligence, and kind of like automating themselves accordingly. But I'm also sitting in courses with other people who have energetics intelligences and people who are really in helping people align their marketing or helping, do all the things. So like it's a no guru system, which I really love. And everybody gets to come in and be like brilliant, and also completely lost at the same time. And that doesn't dictate like, oh, you don't know what you're doing. I'm a business person who loves building businesses, and I hate profit loss statements and business plans. How that works, I don't know, but I know that I'm really good at building a business. I just am not good at making the report. And so we all get to come in that vulnerability place and say, hey, this is what I'm great at. I will do this for you all day, every day. But if you're good at this, if you could do this for me or help me do this, that would be fantastic. So that's kind of what I do and how we're changing the world together.
Thank you, Monica.
Great idea.
Absolutely fantastic. Now, the first question for our business panel, let's say we want to talk about what does it mean for us to have a prosperity mindset, profitability mindset, and why it is important for us to have it as leaders, as business owners. Why is it important to inspire others to have that as well? What results, what benefits we can have when we have this mindset, and what's happening when we are operating from scarcity or fear mentality instead, right? What is the cost? I know prosperity and profitability, it's not only money per se, but it also is, and it's so important, creating our wealth, our family wealth, our client wealth. It's so important that we can actually grow the world this way and give them the freedom of effort, time, money, and the dreams coming true, basically, in the end of that. So why is it so important? Who would like to take it first? Monica. Yeah. All right. Go ahead.
My favorite. So one of the people that I run across in my journey, Dan McPherson, says the statement: without profitability, you lose the ability to serve. And I think a lot of the times what happens is we get so hell-bent on the mission that we forget that if we don't make money, we will not be in business long enough to actually create the change that we're actually trying to seek. So a lot of the time, especially because I deal with a lot of heart-centered entrepreneurs who are really cause-driven. So a lot of the times we have those really scary money conversations up front about like, what's the runway? Like, how long do you have before of giving before you are done? And let's see what avenues we can do to kind of create cash flow now so that you can continue to extend that runway until you get to the point where you can be profitable.
Right. I love that, because this is the key. What is the difference you can make when you live under the bridge and have beautiful mission and dreams, or when you have a mission and dreams and you have at your disposal multiple millions of dollars that you can help, invest, inspire? Just a thought, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I would say for me that having an abundance mindset is just believing that there is abundance all around me if I just simply open my eyes and look for it. And for example, when you take a breath, if every single human being on the planet took a big, huge inhale at the same time, well, would we suck up all the oxygen? Would we suck up all the atmosphere? No, there'd still be a lot there. So we literally are surrounded by abundance. And so if we can just have, if adding to everything else, if we maintain within us, there is abundance around me. I just need to look for it and figure out how to tap into it. That will really help a lot. It's interesting, you know, contrasting that with fear. They've done these studies where if you are put into a fearful or a negative emotion mindset, and they're tracking your eye movements on the computer screen, your eye movements, your field of vision literally just goes like this. You're just looking at the middle of the screen. But if you can then have positive emotions, have a sense of abundance, then literally you expand. So you literally are more creative, more flexible, more, you know, thinking outside the box. Your capacity to figure things out and create the profitability is enlarged when you maintain an abundance mindset.
I love that, Robin, and 100% I agree, because, you know, when I'm working with my clients, business world and our ecosystem is like this, right? It's never just stable or going up. It's absolutely unpredictable. And what I've noticed, when people will make the conscious decision to have the prosperity, profitability mindset, then they making decisions not from fear. They making decisions from the confidence, the conviction that any risk taking, because that's necessary, any risk taking they will do it with attitudes and resilience that I can do it. Right? Because if we say I can do it or I cannot do it, we're right.
Yes.
So I love that. I love that. Thank you so much.
I won't
Who's
be
next?
bashful. I won't be bashful. I'll go ahead and go for it.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, there's a lot behind that, you know, to unpack. How do you have a prosperity mindset, and to stay profitable at the same time? So there's, like, practically speaking, I mean, we could read all the books, and I've personally read over 800 books now, and I'll tell you this, that in the field, it's a lot different than when I'm at my home in my chair reading my book, or
100%.
at the gym reading the book on the treadmill or the bike. So practically speaking, having a prosperity mindset, I think, starts with a couple of things. Is number one is having certainty that the outcome could possibly be a good outcome. So no matter what, like Robin was saying there, if you don't see, if you don't see that, or if you're not certain or close to certain that the outcome could be the potential outcome of what you want it to be, the likelihood of you putting the effort in to be able to actually get the result that should be coming out of that the best result that possibly could be there, whatever that is, whether it's in your relationships, in your diet, and your business, and your spirituality, whatever that is, your physiology. If you don't have a level of certainty that the thing could end up being going great, then the likelihood of you actually getting that is going to be, you're going to put significantly less effort towards it. So how do you do that? Number one, it's prep before. Okay. And that has to do with self-talk. And I'm not one of those woo-woo guru guys, but I do believe that self-talk does have a lot to do with it. Why? Because we speak, what is it, like something like crazy, like 96,000 words to ourselves a day, and like 76% of them or something along those lines is negative. So it's like we question, like, why am I attracting these things to me? And we read about these books and watch these videos, and why am I attracting negative to me? It's like, well, if you didn't take a inventory on how you talk to yourself first before you're going into a situation, then obviously, the likelihood of you being able to track and manage that and grow that to the point where it was your end goal. For instance, I'll just say about marriage. I've been 2 years married now. I didn't sign up and say, I cannot wait to go 20 years, have 4 kids, and then have a really terrible divorce. Cannot wait for that. Same thing with kids going into college. None of them ever said on day one, I cannot wait to get straight F's and D's. They all were like, yeah, it's going to be A's and B's, right? I'm going to have a great marriage. Well, if you're not certain on what that can be, and then understand what the actions that need to be put in place to be able to actually achieve that, I don't know how to have a prosperity mindset. I think it's damn near impossible. And I think the second thing there is just clarity. I think we have these vision boards and everyone wants to do all these dream building and all that stuff. And I think it's great. But if you don't have clarity on what you want, your definition of done, I think it's, again, damn near impossible to be able to achieve the things that you want. And I know the people in this panel, we really want to be able to give back. And if you want to give back, if you don't at least have, your destination leads to your direction leads to your destination. So if you're just going off in different directions and you don't know where you're going, it's like, we in Google, I trust, if I'm trying to go to the nearest Starbucks, I know Monica said that she was traveling. So if they want to stop at a Starbucks or whatever place, they put it in Google and Google takes them there. If you don't have a direction, it's not going to lead to any destination, or it's going to be some random destination that you didn't want. For instance, 20 years of unhappy marriage, or 15 years of a business that's not profitable, that can't attract new clients and retain our clients, like Regina was talking about. So certainty and clarity, I think, is the key there. Because again, practically speaking, it's like, yes, we can talk about, be motivated and be excited and all that stuff. But at the same time, when you're in the middle of it, you better prepare before Game 7 of the World Series before you get there.
Yeah.
And go ahead. Sorry.
I love that you talk, Mikey, about the action steps, because having a mindset is absolutely crucial. Having the conviction is absolutely crucial, and belief system. It's all a part of it. But now, what really will build us up every single day and help us stay on track is action steps, taking the risk and being resilient in the face of anything that can happen. Because who cares what will happen? Edison made so many mistakes, and did he stop? He did not. Right? So the final outcome is really important. So we can have the priority and conviction that whatever I do, I can look at my track records, I can look at my results, and they are confirming that I am right. So joining those two, action and mindset together, that's where we are going to be unstoppable. Because even doubts that they will come in won't stop our resilience, because we will know I am resourceful enough, because I have several proofs of it already, that I know I will overcome that as well. Thank you so much. Regina.
Yes, piggybacking on what Mikey was saying there, I think it's so important to periodically step back, step away, get some time away from your business so that you can relook at how things are going. What is my direction? What are my goals? What are the steps that I need to take in the next interim period to achieve those goals? And for me, I literally have to leave my office to do that. I need to go somewhere else. I take my big flip chart with me. I go down to the library. They got these little rooms that you can use, and I wallpaper the room with my flip charts and all my notes, and then I take pictures of all of those before I take them down and come home. But it allows me to step back and make sure that I'm going in the direction that I want to go, because it's easy to get off track in the day-to-day if you get mired down in some things that are taking place around you. You can lose sight of the bigger goal, lose sight of the end goal, and get off track. And so I think it's really important to routinely, once a quarter even maybe, or at least once every 6 months, step back. Where am I at? Am I still on track? Have I veered? Do I need to get back on the track? Or do I need to change the direction that I'm going in? I'm going through a change right now. Sometimes that direction shifts due to life experiences, life circumstances, and you make a change. And that's what I'm in the middle of now. And again, it's step back and figure all of that out so that then I can move forward easily on that.
can I just say that point,
Yeah.
Regina, is so good. So everyone's making delicious points, and I'm like, oh, that's good. I want to talk about that. Like how Mikey was saying, it does require action, and but everything in life is a counterbalance, right? And so there is that. What Mikey was saying is, you have to take action steps towards that thing. And Regina's saying you also have to like step back and look at like where you've been and where you're going. And that's so true. Good book to read is The 12-Week Year. But one of the things that I personally do is I actually block off at the end of each quarter 2 weeks. The first week is I'm not talking to people in my business, but I'm still working. And then the second week is I'm not talking to my business, I'm working on my life. In that way, it gives me space to actually take some time to reflect on what's happening in my business, and then reflect what's happening in my life, and come back with like a fresh mind. And in that time, like Mikey was saying, creating those action steps and kind of like revisioning, but having it in such a short period of time where it's just a quarter does make it a bit more focused, so that you're able to actually kind of like hit a goal faster or adjust faster. Because if you did do the full year planning, how many of us know about the New Year's resolution? I'm going to lose 15 pounds this year, right? And then next year, I'm going to lose 15 pounds that I said I was going to lose last year, this year, right? So that is all a part of that process of kind of stepping back and reflecting, and then doing it in a shorter period of time to make it better.
I love that, Monica. Now, when we know that we are the leaders that other actually will look up to, right? We know we have a higher accountability. So like Regina said, when we can step back and see who do we inspire, how many thousands of people, right? Like how necessary is our risk-taking, action-taking, but also regrouping and balance that we have to have within to make the right decisions, because people won't listen what we talk about. They will watch our action steps, right? Our results, to like, okay, I am inspired by that. I want that too, right? I want to become Regina because of her amazing mindset and success and everything that she's doing, right? So we never know who is watching. So I feel being a leader is a privilege, but also responsibility.
Yes.
And being the role model is amazing, because we can really show people that the freedom, the life of their dreams is possible, right? For any and every single person in the world. So I love that. Thank you so much for all your wisdom so far. I have a next question. So, within maybe your life story or your life experience, or maybe your client's experience, can you recall what type of decision you've made, courageous decision, that really help you achieve that prosperity, profitability mindset? Maybe some risk taking that you took or your client took that you want to share with us for inspiration.
I think of when I started my staffing firm. I had a business partner in it, and I don't know if you'd consider this courageous or silly or dumb, but we started this business, and then I told my husband that we had started the business after we started it. And I can remember us driving down the road and him saying, "Don't you think it would have been nice to at least talk to me about this before you started this business?" But that business went on for 12 and a half years. Was about a $5 million business, and we impacted a lot of people very positively over those 12 and a half years. So, but it definitely took some courage, but it opened me up to so many things in that business. A lot of new experiences, and before we closed our doors as a result of the financial crash of 2008. By March of 2009, we had to just close our doors. But we at that time had 25 employees internally, and then we were a staffing firm. We had about 200 employees placed with clients, and just the growth that occurred from that decision of saying, we don't know what we're doing, but we're going to start this business in a small town, a town of about 9,000 people, most of whom didn't know what staffing was. And so, but yeah, it took a lot of courage, but it was so so enriching and rewarding. I learned so much. We had the opportunity to help so many people. And so would I do it over again? In a heartbeat.
That's great. Well, I remember when I turned 60, I'm 67 now, so I can't believe it's 7 years ago. When I turned 60, I just had this sense of, I'm just saying yes to life. I'm just saying yes to life. And by having that attitude, all kinds of opportunities arose. I almost kind of, not almost, definitely on a whim, I had learned about the International Positive Psychology Association. I had read Martin Seligman's books many, many years prior. I knew nothing about the organization, but I found out about it and learned that they were having a conference up in Montreal. Right about that time, I then, just through another meandering things, discovered that it's really not that expensive to fly to Canada. I had always had this notion that flying to Canada would be like thousands of dollars. It's not any more expensive than flying to New York. Anyway, so on a whim, I flew up to Montreal and attended this 3-day conference, and there had this epiphany. I'd gotten my MBA with an emphasis in organizational behavior 40 years ago, and it had this epiphany. I wanted to get back into that field. So then I learned about the Master of Applied Positive Psychology program, University of Pennsylvania. And who do I meet in the elevator is Martin Seligman's teaching assistant, and who lives in Salt Lake City. And I said, oh, I'll be in Salt Lake City in a month. And we had lunch. And then she said, oh, you don't have to live in Philadelphia to do this MAP program. It's like an executive program where you fly back every 3 weeks or so. So I applied. It did not get in. I said, okay, why didn't I get in? They gave me the rubric. And I was like, well, I wouldn't have let me in either. Then I reapplied, got in, and then I'm on this wonderful trajectory of creating this new life for myself. And for me, a great metaphor of life is driving the freeways in Los Angeles. You can be on the freeway. You have not made any turns. You've not made any exits. And then all of a sudden you are on a totally different freeway. You're going, where am I? How did I get here? So that's kind of my life, but it's been a great ride. And it's because I very consciously said, I'm going to say yes to life. And here I am on this StreamYard broadcast.
Woo-hoo! Bravo, Robin. Bravo. I love that. Thank you so much for sharing it.
Barb, any thoughts?
So, what can I add to what's already been said? But just a little anecdote, if you will. One night in November of 2014, my sister called me up and said, how would you like to go into business together? And since we had been in business together before, and I knew her to be a very excellent businesswoman, I just said, sure, what are we doing? And she knew that I love to write. I've done writing my whole life, from poems for people, songs. Very quickly, my employers realized my talent for writing and used me to write things for their businesses. And it's just, it's a passion of mine. She knew this, and she had just watched a webinar where at the end of it, the fella told them about another program he had, which was teaching people how to write emails and make money for the people you're writing them for. So I thought, doing what I love and getting paid for it too, wouldn't that be great? So that's how Sister to Sister Enterprises got started. I wanted the name to reflect the fact that Regina and I were working together. And so I called it Sister to Sister Enterprises. She's like a silent partner, but I bounce things off of her all the time, and it's a great partnership. So I think that is also a nice story about positivity, because I just leaped right into it. I thought, yes, let's do this.
Totally open.
And here I am 10 years later, still doing it.
Beautiful. Fantastic. And there is, what the beauty of it is, that really in the world, there is no competition whatsoever, because there is enough thousands and hundreds of clients for every single company, but if we can support each other as well, coming from the prosperity mindset, there is only a higher, better chance for us to grow, but our businesses grow, but also our clientele to grow. So this is the beauty. So thank you so much for sharing it, Barb. I love it.
Monica had something to add there.
Yeah, I was going to say the most courageous, I think, thing that I did was going for the client that nobody else wanted. Everyone in the coaching industry wants to work with business owners who have money. And I decided to go for the broke coach, right? The one who's trying, who's struggling, who has the heart to do it, maybe doesn't have the financing to do it. I decided to bet on them. And the reason why I decided to bet on them, because I was them, right? I was bootstrapping my business. I was like pulling, borrowing from Peter to pay Paul to make it to the next day. And every business coach that I ever ran across was like, do a $5,000 program and go for people who have money. That's how you're going to make your money. And I kept hearing so many stories of people who had spent the $10,000, the $5,000, the $8,000, and still had no product to show for it, no viable way to make money for it. And I thought, that's actually who I could benefit the most, and they will forever be grateful for me of getting them profitable. And if anybody's going to take a chance on me, they're going to take a chance on me. And that actually ended up being the most profitable way for me to scale my business quickly, was by actually working with people who had no money. That is counterintuitive to literally every business model ever. But what it was I was taking, it was a lottery ticket, right? I was literally using them as lottery tickets. Like, if I invest in you, you'll reinvest in me. And that has kind of worked in spades. So that was why I chose to do a $79 program a month, as opposed to a $5,000 for 6 weeks kind of a thing. Why I chose to kind of like use my resourcefulness to be able to support them in a scalable way, as opposed to doing one-to-one coaching where it isn't very scalable. And then I really worked with my own intuition on who to help and who not to help. And also doing things, I do everything the Monica way, which is absolutely backwards. It is absolutely the reverse of how anybody ever says, these are the steps to take. And I'm like, nope, I'm gonna start at the end, work my way back. And so just following my own intuition in the process of like how I'm naturally wired to build all of this was actually kind of like the key to success. And instead of my business is 4 years old. It was made in 2020. And in that time, I pretty much didn't follow any of the conventional advice, and was able to scale my business globally. So we have members that are all over the world, in Canada, in South Africa, in Australia, in Spain, in the UK, and growing. We have projects that are actually going to affect change in all over the world. Like one of the projects we're doing right now is the Oasis Project, and we're basically going to use elementary schools to rectify the food desert and literacy problem. And we're doing that globally and collaboratively. And we're all getting paid our worth in the process, which is something that a lot of people want to be able to do when they get into these heart-centered businesses, but aren't actually seeing how they can make it sustainable and have a salary every month and all of those things. So really kind of working with the broke coach who had already been sold all of the things and saying like, okay, so don't pay me all those thousands of dollars, pay me $79 and let me see what I can do in this first month of time, has actually been the most beneficial. And then just ways for them to kind of be able to grow into paying me more, as opposed to starting out getting that tax, right? It's like that trust factor on both sides. I'm not going to ask a lot of money from you right now because I know I'm going to make you enough money. You're going to want to pay me. And the beautiful part is they asked to pay me. They asked to give me a raise. Can I pay you more? I feel like I should be paying you more. And how many people have their customers say that?
Right.
I'd love to add something to that really quick.
You know, the beauty. Yeah, go ahead.
No worries. So I got three things from what I just took from the panel here. Number one, all phenomenal answers and guidance there. So there's a method that I call the third mile method, where in business right now, the topic is around risk and uncertainty within the political and economic, right? Like, the banks just had, like 10 times more unrealized losses than in 2008 within the real estate space. So it's like, we're really uncertain what's going to happen within the future, right? Are we going to have another 2008? I think it's actually going to be a lot worse, which is why right now this panel is so important, because we need to be taking more risks. The people that are taking risks now are the ones that are going to be actually the ones that can change the world. So a couple things here. The third mile method. The third mile method is, they always say, hey, everyone, the first mile, it's always a lot of people there. Go the second mile. Well, now the second mile is clogged as well. You need to go the third mile for your clients, for your family, for your community. The third mile, there's no one up there. Trust me, they're not there. So going back to the old school way of doing business, times three is going to be what's going to actually make you separate yourself. And then people, like you said, Monica, people will offer you to pay you more because they know and value, hey, this is something that's going to help me grow my business. So that's the third mile method. The other one is the quote from Warren Buffett that I think is so important for a time like this, that when everyone, he says, a simple rule dictates my buying. Be fearful when others are greedy, and be greedy when others are fearful. Right now, everyone it's chaos. It's chaos out there. And this is the time where us as entrepreneurs need to be not only influencing and inspiring other entrepreneurs to continue to take that risk and go out there and do it. Because what's worse going to happen? Okay. Yeah, sure. You go bankrupt and you got to start all over again. Well, guess what? I'd rather go bankrupt, okay, than live in life with regret. Like I told you earlier, one of my main priorities is to live life without regret. I've made many, many mistakes in my early teens and early 20s that one of those things was a turning point was I don't want to live life with regret, thinking I could have done more, right? I've lost many friends to drug overdose and alcohol and suicide. And I just didn't want to regret ever again, not thinking that I could do more. And I know I'm not, my money's not Jesus, okay, but I can't save everybody. But at the same time, I want to live life without regret. And that third one is sell your product. Okay, Monica just gave us a great example of people buying trash courses, trash coaching, stuff, this gurus on the internet, okay, that stuff that doesn't work, okay, and I've got the same thing. I've got a coaching business myself, and I run an energy fund, okay. In the coaching business, guys go, oh, I just spent, 10 grand, 15 grand, 20 grand over here. I've got a client of mine that spent 100 grand and 60 grand, okay, on two other coaches where I had to walk him back because that one coach that he paid $100,000 for, okay, I'm like, man, I should be charging $100,000. I charge $12,000 and $30,000. This guy, $100,000, I had to walk him back because he didn't understand. He didn't understand KYC, know your client. He didn't understand where the client was going. I had to walk the kid back from basically destroying his entire life to go try to be an online coach. And I'm like, dude, you don't need to be an online coach right now. You need to go make your money, do what you do in your business that you're in right now. And if you want to go, stack away money and set aside, income to grow your critical mass, you can have some passive income and then go be a coach by all means. But right now your money is being made within your own market. So take risk when everyone does not want to take risk. That is the opportunity. Okay. Go the third mile. And then the last one is, dude, sell your product. If you know your product's great, you're doing your clients a disservice by not selling them your product and your service. Look, we've got, I'm a buyer myself. I'm in sales, obviously. I did door-to-door sales for a decade. Okay. If I was convinced that my product was better than what the opposing product is, then I should be, number one, sharpening my axe of getting great at communication and sales. And not only that, knowing your product, get it to your client, deliver the product. You're doing your clients a disservice by not getting them enrolled in your service and your products.
100%.
I absolutely love what you said, all of you. I am so delighted and I'm so inspired by your stories and what you represent within your life, your values. You're such a great leader, and it shows, your mindset with your results for yourself and your clientele. What I wanted to add to Monica, it's the reciprocity, right? When you giving so much, people will always give back. This is the beauty of it. When they receive, when they can pour not from the empty cup, right? Like they're not going to buy 100,000 K when they can't afford that and just go bankrupt and not even survive the first 5 years or 3 years or 1 year. What's the point? And I love the extra mile. Always take the extra mile. And I will add on top of it, Mikey, is all about under promise, really, and over deliver, because that's the key. That's when we have the trust, the credibility, and people have the results, not our words, but the results. Let's look at those, So I remember I wouldn't say the most courageous, but one of many. 25 years ago, I decided to go on the trip to San Diego, California, and it just happened. It was never planned that I stayed. People called me. I already had everything back in Poland. I had my own businesses, a law degree. I was published in multiple countries already. So I had amazing success in the age of 21. And I'm like, okay, but I had a knowing voice in me that it was telling me, but there is more. I can impact more and more people. Right. So it just happened that I went there. It's just happened that I meet so many people. And I made that decision. I just called my parents. I'm like, you know what? I will be back in a year, or so. They're like, what? Are you going to leave everything behind you and start from scratch? I said, something is telling me I should. So I listened to that voice without having any support and everything, moving by myself. But that's the thing. Taking courageous steps in our lives is so important, moving continents, moving careers, moving whatever. And so many people told me, you are not going to be able to succeed. You have an accent, you are a woman, you're blonde, you whatever, And especially when I quit my safe job, which was being an attorney, and I moved into being an entrepreneur, which I absolutely loved. And I start helping others with their sales, marketing, branding, and growth, scalability. They told me, no, you won't be ever successful because there are so many people like this. I'm like, okay, that's fantastic, but there's no one else like myself out there, right? So everyone has their own flavor. And this is it, that you never know. There is no guarantees that we will be successful. But like Mikey said, hey, I rather take all the risk than stay in the same spot, be fed by my status quo, which is safety, comfort zone, which will take us and nowhere, basically. Or believe in myself, believe in my cause and my call, and give my 200% or 300% in life, knowing my example will inspire other people. So 25 years later, I really had the pleasure to inspire and work with hundreds by now, amazing clients, corporations, completely change their lives, and inspire them to amazing financial time, freedom. One of my gifts is efficiency and simplicity. Make everything what is so complex very simple, so it can be very efficient and productive, right? And then the profitability is coming, and then the freedom is coming, time, effort, and joy, so much joy. So it's just investing in ourselves, in our dreams, in our risk taking, in crazy ideas, seriously, I think is 100% the way to go. I'm not saying everyone needs to do that right now, quit their job and hop on being the entrepreneur, but having an amazing support. I had to recreate my support. I had zero support when I moved, obviously. So, but being able to recreate that, attract the people and the opportunities right away, by the way, one of my neighbors were Brian Tracy. I grew up on his books. So at some point we wrote a book together. I'm like, okay, not a problem. But I would not have that opportunity or speak at these stages and inspire so many others when I will just stay under my rock, no matter where it is. It can be the most beautiful place in the world. But if we don't take that extra steps, that extra mile, do crazy things, things that can inspire others, forget really about our own fear and others' fear, because the people that have a doubts about you, it's not about you really. It's their fears that are within them. So, I think that this is why we all here. And like Mikey said, it's such an important time right now. We have to talk about this all over in such uncertain time and uncertain economy. Uncertain economy, it's always going to be there. Courageous people, not so much. So thank you so much. If I could ask every single one of you, please, to share if you have maybe a free gift or for our audience, or how people can connect with you, how they can follow you, and being even more inspired by you.
Awesome. Asha, if you don't mind, if I could go first, I do have a hard stop coming up that I may have to leave before we're quite finished. Yes. Okay, so
absolutely.
First of all, it's been a pleasure to be on the show today, to be your co-host, and to have these amazing panelists join us. I truly appreciate each of you for saying yes and for coming on the show and sharing your wisdom and your knowledge. And together we change the world, right? And we do it one person at a time, and then we get to be part of that ripple effect. You can find me on LinkedIn. I'll post my LinkedIn link in the comments before I hop off here. And I think for a free offer, I have a book called 12 Strategies for Profit Acceleration. If you'd like a PDF copy of that, then just connect with me on LinkedIn and say, send me the 12, and I'll send you that book, okay? And I'll share it with you there on LinkedIn. So let me just put that in here. You can also find me on Facebook, Regina Partain Bergman, or Bridgeport Strategy. That is my the name of my company is Bridgeport Strategy. So again, thank you. It's been such a pleasure to be here.
Thank you so much, Regina. I will make sure also to do like a co-host spotlight. So
Okay.
I will post the link so people can find you and connect with you.
Awesome.
Thank you, my dear.
Fantastic.
Such a pleasure. Robin, would you like to go next?
Great. So you can find me at robinlearningsystems.com and go to blog, and there you can download 2 really important articles. One of them is creating your mental edge of the pool, and the other is 3 tips for beating the holiday blues. I originally posted that back in the Christmas time, but I realized, you know what? There's Christmas, then New Year's, and Valentine's Day, then St. Patrick's Day. There's a holiday almost every month, so it's always useful. And if you will sign up in the connect with me, contact me, then I can let you know when I'll be doing a class, a free class on, actually with Regina, self-talk for the small business owner, and then additional workshops later on in the fall. So just sign up on my website so we can connect, and I'll let you know when I'll be doing my trainings. And everything I do is science-backed and evidence-based, and you learn very specific skills you can immediately implement in your organization to create workplaces where people want to stay instead of wanting to leave, and well-being workshops for women.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Robin. I can't wait to attend your class, yours and Regina. Monica?
So I am offering an opportunity to work with me in the collaborative. There's over 90 professionals in the space who are excited to become a part of your tribe, like Asha was saying. Doing this alone is absolutely the hardest way to do this. You do not have to be alone. So if you go to my MonicaMHenderson.com, just like how my name is right here on the screen, and you can either book a call with me, or you can go ahead and just kind of like browse around and subscribe, and we can start chatting. I would love to invite you to see how we can help you really create the impact you want in the world, whether it's in your own self, right? Living healthy, wealthy, and fulfilled, and activating that birthright for yourself. Or if you're ready to kind of take that mission outside of you into the world, it is my passion to help people kind of spread the word about living healthy, wealthy, and fulfilled. And I know that you have a genius that you'll be able to kind of share with the world. And I want to help you do that with me and all of my friends in the collaborative. So if you would like to do that, also on August 23rd, we're having our business What's Next for Your Business conference, where we all come together to support you in the 6 key factors of your business. If you do the free membership, we have a free trial of the membership. You get that ticket for free. So you'll be able to have a actionable action plan, like Mikey was talking about, with actual steps to walk towards your dream coming out of that. And if you want to do it in person, we're doing it in Maryland as a retreat as well. So all of that information, you could just go to MonicaMHenderson.com and either have a chat with me, or just, hang out there and poke around and stalk me on the internet. And we will make sure that you are able to, live your life the best, because you have choices and you should choose to be great.
Woohoo! Love it. Thank you so
Excellent.
much.
Yes.
Barb?
Okay, so Sister to Sister Enterprises at gmail.com, and that's sister and the number 2 Sister Enterprises. I'm also on Facebook. Just type in Barbara Sayers, it'll come up. Same with LinkedIn. And my free gift is the 12-stage life cycle of email marketing.
Nice.
So, to give you an idea of the ways that you can stay in touch and create new business through your email. And, maybe you can even do your own after you see this. But, if you need help, of course, I'm here.
Thank you, Barb. I really
You're welcome.
appreciate it. Mikey.
Sweet. No, awesome. Thank you for having me on here. So I've got 2 different things that I wanted to give to you guys, give to the listeners as well, and the guests here. So if you go to my Instagram, so all my platforms are Mikey Lucas, MikeyLucas, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, X, and so on. I've got a website. My personal website's MikeyLucas.com. I've got a tab there that says free resources. There's a ton of there's a money resources and a free resources tabs. There's what I call the Billionaire's Profit Blueprint that you can go and download there. That it's basically like a financial plan that I built for myself with a weekly budget mixer, I call it, that I learned from the book Profit First, that you guys can have. And then if you DM me the word CEO24 on Instagram, my team will send you a free recession-proof CEO course that I built out to help other entrepreneurs become recession-proof, and something that I actually did. And then I just recorded it and said, hey, this is how I became a millionaire and now have over $30,000 a month in passive income. So I put that all in a course. You know, I've used to sell the courses for $5,000, $10,000, and I'm just giving it away now for your guests. So just DM me the word CEO24 on Instagram, or just reach out to us on LinkedIn or X or whatnot. So
fantastic, thank you. That's such a valuable offers, everyone. Recession proof. We all are here to be the role models for that, right? And Asia Mańkowska here, your host, very grateful host. All my platforms are Accelerated Profits Masters. Also my website, acceleratedprofitsmasters.com, where I invite you. I do have a great free resources, like a free financial training for you. But I would love to connect with you. So on my website, acceleratedprofitsmasters.com, you can schedule 15 minutes with myself or with one of my team. I would love to learn about your business. How can we assist you? What are your top challenges? What are your goals? What are your dreams? And within a few minutes, I would love to show you how to double your profitability and implement that in 90 days or less, either by yourself completely or having our help. Is completely your choice. So thank you again, everyone, for coming today. Let me put the outro video, and I will meet you behind the scenes.
Beautiful.